Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. Frequently, when it comes to investing, you don't have to be first to the party. You just have to be right. As long as you're not too late. There's such a thing as being too late to the point where, yeah, even if you get some gains, it's not necessarily going to be, something that you're going to write home about. You're maybe not going to be life-changing. But there is such a thing as not being, among the first movers, but still investing in a thing that results in life-changing wealth. And that is exactly where we are with XRP even today. It was true when I jumped into crypto almost 6 years ago. It's still true today. XRP still, to make the point, obviously XRP has not had an all-time high in almost 6 years. So to make the point, and it's been running today, and well, in recent weeks, really, up over 20% over the last, really over the last couple weeks, frankly. But, you may feel like you're late at times, but in this video, I'm going to try and just kind of illustrate the degree to which we are not. Because you know what? When it comes to XRP, we are right. We are right about XRP, and it is life-changing. But before going further, I do want to be clear. I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. And so here's a headline from the Crypto Basic. Expert says XRP investment has bigger potential and opportunity than stocks of Amazon, Apple, and Netflix. Yes, folks, I could not possibly agree more. And I understand if you were in, in Amazon and Apple, so on and so forth, that the as early back as you can possibly imagine. Okay, I understand that would be conceptually similar to being in Bitcoin right after it launched, like mining Bitcoin in the beginning part of 2009. I understand that. But you don't literally need to be in that early. Even right now, it's the early days. So let me flesh this out a little bit further. This piece reads as follows. Crypto expert Panos Mekras recently shared his perspective on the investment potential of XRP in contrast to stocks of prominent companies such as Amazon, Apple, and Netflix. And yes, folks, you'll see, and I'm probably preaching to the choir here, but he believes that XRP is going to substantially, outperform those major stocks. And it's even if you're talking about from the earlier days for those companies compared to XRP in its early days, XRP is still going to substantially outperform. Even if in the future, we have all of the data so you can do a side-by-side comparison with relative timeframes, I firmly believe this is the case. It's just, you're talking about a complete shift in the way that value moves around the planet. This is something that we're all a part of. And when it comes to Amazon, Apple, and Netflix, great companies, great stock picks, especially back in the day. It's not a new financial paradigm, though. That's not what that was. That's not what you're talking about. A complete readjustment, recalibration of the way that value actually moves around the planet. And XRP is a core component of that. So yes, much more substantial, I would say it's fair to argue. Anyway, piece continues. Specifically, Mekras argued that XRP has a more extensive investment outlook than the stocks of the FAANG companies. His perspective was built on a post by renowned stock investor Brian Feroldi. In a recent tweet, Feroldi pointed out that latecomers to the stock market still have ample opportunity to make substantial gains, provided they take the bold move. He cited examples of successful investments in Apple, Amazon, Netflix made 5 years after key milestones in their development. And let me just go to the actual post, because I don't really need to read the whole article, but let's just get to the meat of it here. So here's Brian Feroldi, and he shared this with his 517,000 followers on social media platform X. If you bought Apple 5 years after the iPhone launch, you made a ton of money. If you bought Amazon 5 years after the Amazon Web Services launch, you made a ton of money. If you bought Netflix 5 years after it started streaming, you made a ton of money. You can still be, in quotes, late and still win big. And so, folks, not that it literally had to be 5 years on the dot. I think he's making a broader point there, right? And so, yes, XRP has been around over a decade now, but I think the point absolutely still applies here because there's almost no money in crypto. The entire asset class at the time that I'm recording this video is $1.32 trillion, and XRP 64 cents, with a market cap of $34 billion. So compare this. Bitcoin's at $688 billion, which is still nothing, and XRP's way smaller at $34 billion. And that's certainly not a dig at XRP. That represents opportunity. There's almost no money in this damn thing. People haven't figured this out. You're amongst a small group of humans on this planet that are in the know. You're savvy. Almost no humans are even aware. They don't know. Most people don't even own cryptocurrency or even know what it is. And even fewer who do hold XRP. Almost nobody knows what the hell XRP is. Almost none. Way less than 1% of humans on the planet right now hold XRP. So if we're right, and frankly, I firmly believe that we are, as the masses come in, and including institutional money, which we're on the cusp of some big stuff here, because I think that the spot Bitcoin ETF, that's a virtual inevitability, and that's something that's going to set off just a cascade of money. And I'm not saying it all flows in at once, and it won't. You could get some major rallies on the excitement of the news and maybe a pullback after that. But the amount of money that flows in over a span of 5, 10, 15, 20 years, yeah. So that's why I'm saying right now, there's reason to be excited here. You are absolutely early to the party. And so here's what Panos had to say. He actually reposted that from Brian Feroldi, and Panos wrote, "It's the same with crypto, but with a much bigger potential and more opportunities. So many great projects, so much innovation. XRP and Avalanche are the top layer 1 investments in blue chips for me." Yeah, and I don't own Avalanche. Nothing against it. I haven't researched it. But I certainly agree with the rest of it. Yes, that's absolutely correct. It's not even going to be close. In terms of percentage gains, even from this point, even with XRP having existed for a decade, yeah. Things have changed. And so, and I have a feeling, we'll see what happens over the next 5 years, but I have a feeling that even 5 years from now, even though there will be way more humans in crypto, including XRP 5 years from now, and there will be, even at that point, I have a strong suspicion that even at that point, it's still going to be like, investing in Apple 5 years after the launch of the iPhone, as Brian Feroldi put it. Even 5 years from now. And who knows what XRP is going to be, because we'll be past a whole nother market cycle. So say XRP, whether it goes up to $10 or $13 or 15 or 18, whatever. I mean, analysts have all sorts of different ideas. And even if you have a major retrace back down, so then the low would be what? $4 or $5 or something maybe. And then maybe it's settled somewhere a little above that. So maybe that's the case. Nobody knows for sure. And that's not a prediction. I'm just admitting I don't know. But something like that would seem reasonable to speculate about anyway. That's all I'm saying. But even if you're at that level, there's still not that much money in the scheme of things in XRP, even at that point. But we're before that even. So that's why I'm saying, this is crazy. And to bring the point home further, this was news from just a few days ago. You guys might have seen this in the headlines, but this is from Crypto Potato, but this is covered by every major crypto media outlet. MicroStrategy's October Bitcoin purchase grew stash to 158,400 Bitcoin. And so they're talking about Bitcoin maximalist Michael Saylor. And say what you will, the guy. He says some kooky stuff. I think he's absolutely brilliant, but he has said some kooky stuff. I don't like the fact that he's a Bitcoin maximalist. He said that XRP itself is a security. He said some nonsense stuff, but you see that from the Bitcoin maximalists, don't you? It's like they make sense. You can tell they're smart until they use their face hole to say something about XRP, and then it's incoherent gibberish. And it's like, how do you go from being brilliant to saying some of the dumbest stuff I could possibly imagine? And so you do get that with Michael Saylor, so I'm just listening to the rest. And despite all that, you still got to admire the conviction this guy has. Yeah, he's a maximalist, and that's a bad approach to investing in crypto, I believe. But he has conviction, and he jumped in, I think, it's been just over 3 years since MicroStrategy jumped in. Publicly traded company started purchasing Bitcoin, going against the grain. And so at that point, you're talking 2020, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's the right year. That sounds right. Bitcoin had been around, over 11 years at that point. And so the concept, I know Brian Feroldi, he was talking about 5 years, but it's so early, the concept applies. That's what I'm saying here. And so he recognized that after a decade, and it's true for Bitcoin. And I do think he's right. and good for them for being in the green now. But he still just continues to hold. He just, no matter what happened, price go up, price go down, and he's been getting ripped on. Well, he's been underwater in terms of investment. He just doesn't give a damn. It's the same approach that I had and still have when it comes to investing in crypto and specifically XRP, because the first few years I was in XRP, I was down or at break even for like pretty much all of the first 3 years. I really was. I was just, but I didn't care. It didn't really bother me because I was like, yeah, it's volatility, it's crypto, but prices don't stay or more people jump in. And now I'm substantially out of that. I think my average buying price for XRP is about 25 cents. But I did the same thing. And so people were calling all of us XRP holders through that time. Oh, look at those bunch of idiots, a stupid banker coin. They're saying a bunch of nonsense that doesn't make sense. And people were giving Saylor crap that were, like the no coiners. The no coiners were giving Michael Saylor crap. Look at your stupid little Bitcoin investment going. Well, does it look stupid now? Because I think that, even though XRP will substantially outperform Bitcoin, that's a no-brainer. Bitcoin's going to be worth way more. And he's got in way earlier than most, even after jumping in 2020, 11 years after Bitcoin is created. He's still in way earlier than almost every person and almost every firm on the entire planet still. So I'm sharing this all. It's just some of my, my stream of consciousness here, but just to paint the picture of, yes, the opportunity. This isn't some sort of pipe dream. This is a real thing. There's a reason that some of the wealthiest and smartest people on the entire planet have taken notice and are doing things. And people have their preferences because we're human and people are going to like different things, and that's great. That truly is. But there are a lot of smart people and a lot of wealthy people that recognize the brilliance and spot in the market for XRP specifically. Of course, there's a position for a liquid cryptocurrency that's blazing fast, uses almost no energy, all the stuff. Of course there's a place for that. And XRP has been adopted for certain use cases that are great for that. And it's going to be really hard to supplant that. And it has legal clarity now. We're so lucky to be here. So yes, we are right. XRP makes sense. It's going to hit a new all-time high. It's going to melt faces. And all the stupid, toxic Bitcoin maxis, then we'll have a little told you so moment because it's going to substantially outperform Bitcoin for the market cycle. And it's going to be life-changing for so many people out there listening right now. That's my suspicion. And I hope it is for you. And if we're wrong, and we could be, then it goes to zero. That's possible too. I don't pretend to know. I'm just telling you what my conviction is, and I've been articulating the reasons for a span of years. And we are so close. We've never been so close. It's been a long journey. It's been crazier and more ridiculous than I ever could have expected. I never would have guessed, especially with the SEC. But we're victorious. We're on the other side of this thing. Market's heating up. Have fun. Have fun because you are here super early. And it's about to get absolutely bonkers, I suspect, but don't know. And so here's the post from Michael Saylor. In October, MicroStrategy acquired an additional 155 Bitcoin for $5.3 million and now holds 158,400 Bitcoin. That, folks, I don't care what you think about Michael Saylor. That is cool, and he is, he's got the conviction, and that I genuinely do admire. I think the rest of the stuff he says about XRP and some other crazy stuff about Bitcoin and money being energy, all that, blah, blah. He said some crazy stuff. Is what it is. Admire the conviction. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.